Hey everybody, the world's a better place because you are here to join us. My name is Matt Brown. I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. It is a Tuesday, the 20th, January 20th, 2026. And we are going to talk about what took place over this very cold, snowy, and wintry weekend, as wintry as it gets. And
Mhm.
before we do that, talk about what's going on in sports, news, entertainment, and culture, from people like Fetty Wap to 2016 being worshipped for some reason, traitors, the bad guys of the internet coming together, and all of that. I just want to let you know to go to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcast platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding the show. Of course, all social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X and Twitter at ProdConvoPod. We're on TikTok at Productive Conversations and Facebook at Productive Conversations. And we're on TikTok at ProdConvoPod. Check us out on all podcast platforms from Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon, and check us out on YouTube for all the
Everywhere.
great reels and other exclusive content we do. And we'll rock and roll from there. So, busy week. This is the beginning of a busy week. From We have available right now a reaction to the NFL divisional round. We have a reaction now to the college football national champion. It's on in the background. Me and Ryan are recording, and
Mhm.
once it's available, by the time you're seeing this, you'll know how we feel about the game. I'm curious if it will be a historical. So that's available. We're here on Tuesday. Wednesday, we have a UFC preview, UFC 324, the first UFC on the Paramount Network.
Mhm.
So a new era begins there in MMA. Then on Thursday, we have a conference football national. Then on Thursday, we have a conference championship preview. We preview the AFC Championship, Patriots and Broncos, and the NFC Championship, and the Seahawks, and and the Seahawks and the LA Rams. And
Mhm.
back on Friday for another tweet cap to talk about what's happening in the week ahead. So every day this week, there's PCP content, plus the reels and all the other good things in life. So get ready. This is going to be a good show. And with
That's
that,
right.
me and my partner Ryan is here to discuss what took place this weekend and everything but sports. What's up, Ryan?
How's it going, Matt? Yeah, there was this busy sports weekend, but it's a busy weekend overall. So, lots to talk about, a lot of shows to do. So let's get started.
Just three football games left, and that's it for the season.
That's right.
Infinitely bittersweet. So, Ryan, we're going to switch it up today. We're going to start with our question of the day, usually the second to
The
last
end.
segment.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to begin with the question of the day.
Hmm.
This year is 2026. 10 years ago was 2016.
Hmm.
We have seen since the year begun this infatuation, this love, this nostalgic feel for 2016. While I
Yeah.
also feel people randomly bring up all the time, like, man, that 2016, the summer 16 was a great one. Now that we are at the 10-year anniversary, we're seeing a lot of people really go out of their way. There was a recent trend post a picture of you from 2016 on
Mhm.
social media that I've seen people doing. People are talking about what took place in 2016. If you remember, like Drake had Views, Kanye's last good album before he went crazy, like
Mhm.
Pablo, Rihanna's Anti. Uh, the Cavs made that big comeback against the Warriors who collapsed. There's what other things in 2016? Oh yeah, the election of Donald Trump, but
Yeah.
not reflected, huh, in the 2016 memories. But a lot of things happened 10 years ago. You
Hmm.
and I going into our senior year of college, and yeah, Ryan, why are so many people obsessed with 2016? Especially, I really want to even bring this point: the year that Donald Trump got elected, right? In a
Hmm.
world where a lot of us feel Donald Trump, and I'm saying this objectively, whether you like Trump or not, things have been tense in his two terms as president.
Yeah. I
Maybe
mean,
you argue more now, but um, 2016 was the year of Trump getting elected. That's what I think of 2016 personally. Leading
Mhm.
up to it, that election, him versus Hillary Clinton and all of that. And all
Yep.
the people who are celebrating 2016, well, you forgot to mention that a lot of you voted for President Trump to be president. I just don't
Mhm.
feel the people who exactly voted for Trump are celebrating 2016. Be
So
blunt.
here's what I think.
So not to start off with the somber because this is a nostalgic segment,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
first talk about
No, I think
people
they're
love this year
connected.
so much. Why are we? Why do you? Why isn't Trump being mentioned? He literally started his reign. This was the
Right.
year his reign started.
And I think, and to answer your question, I actually think they're super, super connected. I don't think that it's accidental that people are longing for 2016, but not necessarily that very specific thing that happened at the end of 2016. Because that did. November 2016 is when that happened, right? That's when
No,
he
that
won.
because we're in the World Series,
Yeah, but I'm saying he won at the end of 2016. So
right?
all of 2016 was still, that was happening, but it was a little different. And I think that that is precisely why people miss 2016. Uh, I mean, this is a little bit
You're saying it's
probably,
almost like that was the year everything was good until it wasn't again
yeah. So it's like it's a
because he
little
got
bit pop.
elected.
It's like a little bit pop psychology or pop science or whatever. But like the world, absolutely, in my opinion, has like it's got like eras is the wrong term, but it's got like these like seasons. It's got whatever
Yeah,
you can
I even
separate.
think
Yeah,
eras is a good word for it. Honestly,
right. And 2016 ended an era and began a new one.
that
We're
is true.
in that new one. Um, there are things that happened prior to 2016. Again, I think from about 2014 to 2016, we were in like a weird transition. But the reality is, I think 2016 ended an era that went back to like 2008, right? Maybe even earlier, maybe even before 2008. But the new one sucks. The one that we've been in since 2016 ended has included, obviously, the aforementioned presidencies of a controversial figure. The only presidency in the middle was an incredibly old man, who most people didn't think was up to the job, and frankly gave people reason to believe that, if we're being completely objective here. But even beyond politics, you've had, I mean, almost the entirety of the quote unquote like the woke stuff and the cancel culture that got everybody fired up. Almost the entirety of that happened between 2016 and like 2024. All of
Yeah,
that's within
I
this
remember
era.
specifically 2017 was the
Yeah,
year of the Me Too.
right, and things like that. So a lot of social upheaval. Um, I mean, COVID, you can't pretend that didn't happen. So COVID-19 became an absolute, problem within this new era. There's just, lots of conflict around the world, even prior to the ones that we're starting this year. And so it's like from 2016 onward, or from the end of 2016 onward, everything has sucked. I think if someone sat down in 2026 and said, "Let me think back to the last time I didn't feel like the world was on fire," you would factually get to sometime in 2016.
So you're
Like
saying
factually.
between January to November 3rd, 2016.
I wouldn't even I wouldn't even say that because that makes it sound like he got elected and the world changed, and that's not true. It was odd. Again, it obviously led to world changing, but he did not take over until 2017. But my thing
People were
is like,
upset at that time. I will
yeah,
say
upset. Yeah.
the first time he was elected was the most shocking event of my
Oh, it's
lifetime
incredibly
for that.
shocking. Incredibly
Compared
shocking.
to 2020's election, or sorry, 2024's election, where it was a matter of so high tension on both sides crashing, and he happened to slip in again, and it was a here we go again.
Right.
If that
But
makes
I think for a lot of people, and obviously for our generation, college is there and that's part of it. But even older folks, like, look, the Obama economy recovered. Obviously, people don't want to give him credit for that and whatever, but
sense.
it was bad in 2008 when he took over. And by the time he left in 2016, it was not bad anymore. That's just true.
Yeah.
Like people were getting jobs. There's a lot of new technologies kind of on the horizon that people were testing. People were just starting to talk about things like AI as more than science fiction. There was a lot that happened in 2016 that felt so positive. And for some people, I'm not one of those people, but for some people, the election of Donald Trump felt like a huge positive. He was something completely different, never happened before. So folks who were upset with the status quo and with the, politicians only looking after each other got somebody who had never been a politician elected to the highest office in the country. We had never seen him do anything. He had no track record. So he could be anything we want. He could be anything anybody wanted him to be because he had never done anything before in 2016. I mean, besides his business and his TV show. So, like, I think that everybody, no matter where you are in the political spectrum, can agree that the year of 2016 was the last year that everybody kind of felt okay. Nobody was worried about their health so much.
Every party.
Everything. Yeah, and everything.
You know,
People were
Republicans were definitely salty back then.
salty, but they weren't. I mean, one, they had just gotten Donald Trump elected in 2016, right? He just won an election in November of that year. And two, and this is maybe even more important, like again, everything still feels incredibly modern in 2016. It's the reason why that music is coming back right now, even though it's all 10 years old, because it still feels pretty similar to what we have now. And the only difference is the bad shit that's happened over the last 10 years hadn't happened yet. So that to me is why it's back. And that's why we sing Trap Queen and we send our pictures from 2016 because it was the last time any of us, at some point 2016 was the last time any of us felt happy. Maybe it was November 3rd, maybe it was sometime before November 3rd, but
You
the
want to know
last
another
time,
thing I think too?
yeah.
I just think it was Facebook said, you know what? I'm going to put it. I'm going to put a challenge out there to the world, and everybody's going to start talking about 2016.
Yes,
If you
but
think your points are true too, with the help of corporate influence,
yeah, oh
actually,
sure, but
you actually sparked it into a conversation.
if people didn't want to talk about 2016, they wouldn't. Even if Facebook
True, but
wanted them to.
let me ask you, what do you think? What can you talk about your life in 2016 and how you feel? Because
Yeah.
2016 and me, I was grinding through internships, trying to get more internships. That's what I
Hmm.
was thinking all the time. I was very busy with college,
But
covering
so
stuff like that.
so
2016 wasn't like how people romanticize the 90s. In my time in the 90s, I was a baby.
well yeah, we
Kid.
weren't there,
I
but
didn't do a thing. I was people make it seem like 2016. We got up every day. We went to the beach.
well
We then
some people
got some
did.
ice cream, and then we went home again. Yeah, sure, some did, but I
Well,
get
like
it. It's that's what's so funny. People, I know for a fact, 2016. It wasn't like, damn, it's a good day to be alive when 2016 was happening and shit.
so I would say
Like, you know what
I
I mean? Like
yeah,
that,
I
like
do. I
that.
do. I get what you're saying.
But
I
it's
would
like
say
that's
this
what I'm
though.
surprised about. I
I
would
would say
say,
this.
yeah,
I
maybe
I would say
2003, we were like, it's good to be
but
alive.
we were because we were kids, right? So the
Right.
kid people who were kids in 2016 absolutely feel that way. Because remember, those kids, even though they were still kids in 2019, they had to live through a pandemic, right? And like things like that. So like even for children, the last 10 years have sucked. But also, I mean, I've never liked this president. So to keep that particular thing in mind, in 2016, as much as I didn't want the guy to get elected president,
Mhm.
I wasn't like this is an existential threat to humankind. Obviously, it became that given how bad he is at this job. But I didn't know that at the time. Nobody knew that at the time, and that's kind of the point. However, beyond that, yeah, we were finishing college. I was about to get, I was looking to get my first job, right? After getting a degree, my now wife and I were dating. We're looking for apartments together, because she was going to school and I was, going to start work. Um, it was like again, it was absolutely I think, and at no point in time was I worried about the job market, right? Like, yeah, obviously it can be hard to
Mhm.
find internships, to find a job, but in 2016, and I mean we both experienced this in 2016 time. You could find one. You could. We both did, as like very specifically. Nowadays, now you can't.
Yes,
It,
for
they're
getting
they're gone.
interviews especially was
Yeah, they're
more
just
important.
gone. I mean, I've looked, you've looked, like it's not, we have actual tangible experience here. And I've been working and you've been working for a long time now. We have a lot more skills than we had in 2016.
Yeah.
And finding work now is
Yeah.
so much harder than it was in 2016. And in 2016, we had no experience. And yet we found jobs. Now you can have 10 years of experience and you're still not going to find a job. So like to me, it's just even though there were absolutely hardships, it was normal. It felt normal. 2016 was the last year of normal. From 2017 to today, the entire world, not even just the country, by the way, the rest of the world has had plenty of nonsense to deal with too. The whole world has felt completely backward or upside down or whatever. And I do think that that's the main reason people give it so much nostalgia. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, and ultimately, it's as I transition to our next point, it's just people trying to feel nostalgia too.
Yep.
And again, maybe we'll do it right now. Ryan, isn't it so good to live in 2026?
No.
Like that again. That is the vibe they're giving off. That every day we woke up smelling the roses, hugging the air, high
If
five.
I if we make it, hopefully we do, obviously, but if we make it to 2036, right? And I see people online or wherever try and do what they're doing from 2016 to 2026, I will, and this is true, absolutely explode on all of them. I will go out of my way to make content on this show or on a different show. I'll make a new show if I have to bully these people off of the internet. Nobody, nobody can say with a straight face that 2026 is a good time to be anything. Breathing is
Off
all
to a hot,
breathing
off to a
breathing is
tough
all
start.
yeah. Breathing is always a gift. I will give you that. Every day you wake up and your breathing is a gift. And that is the best thing that I could say about 2026. So, 2016, I think in hindsight, it's both a blessing and a curse. You can nostalgize it because it was the last year of normal. You could worry about it because it led to the fucking shit fire that we're in right now. But at least you can make that case. There is no case to be made for 2026. Frankly, at this point, it's shaping up to probably be worse than 2025, which was to date maybe the worst year in human history. I mean, that's obviously not true. There have been plagues and wars but it was a bad year.
So
It
you're
was
saying
not a
for
good year.
2020.
2025. But 2026 is already coming in hot to try and take that crown, which is incredibly fast, given that it's not even mid-January or just now mid-January.
Well, think about this, right? Today is January 20th, 2026.
Hmm.
Literally, I hope that in 3 years from today,
Hmm.
we are beginning a new era.
I wouldn't count on it, but maybe.
I understand that hesitations. All I can ask is between now and then, just have glass half
You gotta try.
empty.
Yeah, you can't give up. You have to try,
Right, we
even
got
if it's.
literally 3 years from today. That's not a long time. That's gonna go quick too. So
We'll see how quick, but no, it's sometimes it's worth losing a fight if the fight's a good one. You know what I mean? So I will say that I agree with Matt. Whether you believe it's going to change or you don't believe it's going to change, if you want it to change, you have to try and change it. So I will agree with you on
that's
that.
all I ask.
Yes.
And we'll do it again in the next. Well, it'll turn 3 years into 7 years, or then 8, or then 11 years,
And
or
then the next
15,
day,
or then 19. So this specific day is what I'm saying though. January 20th
yeah, it
in the
would be
future,
it would be
we could
what's it called?
start a new
Inauguration
era.
day.
So start paying attention and figure out your notes on your votes. That's the motto. We just invented
It'd be
something.
helpful.
Your notes
Notes
and
on the
your votes.
votes. Yeah, no, I mean it would be nice, wouldn't it?
I sure will be. Hopefully, you all join me. So, we are talking about 2026. 2016, even though his music came out in 2025, Fetty Wap, the hip hop artist. It was great to see Fetty Wap. Let me paint the picture. Fetty Wap's a hip hop artist
Mm-hmm.
who pretty much made great anthems for the mid 2010s.
For like 3 years, 2 years.
Between
Yeah.
2014, 2015, 2016,
Yeah.
you always heard Fetty Wap.
Yeah.
Let's quickly, as I put up Spotify, and I listen to Fetty Wap to this day, I think it's fair to say to me and my extremely old Gen Zs or young millennials, depending on who you think you're in, my
Mm-hmm.
generation who went to college in the mid 2010s, Fetty Wap made your anthems from Trap Queen,
Yep.
679,
The best one he's
Again,
done.
My Way,
That's fine.
all of that.
I was a
Right?
big fan of My Way, actually, but yeah, that's fine.
I love that song.
I know everyone
He
does, not me.
he made anthems, but
Mhm.
unfortunately, Fetty Wap went away for a little bit.
He
Fetty
did.
Wap, before he was in prison for drug trafficking, he served 3 years of a 6-year term, and he was
Mhm.
released, I believe, on good behavior.
Hmm.
And Fetty Wap came back to do his first concert since at the Free Man, and I have this right here for you. Fetty Wap is back like this with the song of 2014 to 2016.
Mhm.
1738. Let's go. I'm like, hey, what's up? Hey, shake your pretty ass soon as you came in the door. Hey, I just wanna chill, got a second on the road. Hey, married to the money, introduced it to my stove. Hey, showed her how to whip it, now she remix it below. Hey, she my track queen, let her hit the bando. Hey, we be counting up, watch how far the bands go. Hey, we just set it go, talking about the rainbows. Hey, at 56 a gram, 500. Ay, man, I swear I love her, she work the. Let's go. Hit the strip club. What you say? Ay, everybody hear you. What you say? Ay, in love with the money, I ain't never late.
We have this. He did some of the hits we got right here.
Let's go. Baby, won't you come my way? There's something I want to say. Can I keep you on my brain? My first up, I'm gonna start by saying this. Everything in my bitch. Too tough, let's just swear I own this. Baby, won't you? 17, baby, won't you? What you say? Baby, this is something you should know. I don't ever chase no hoes. Why don't you have that? Watch me pull out all this. Take you where you want to go.
Fetty Wap, man. It's like muscle memory. Those people went right in with those lyrics.
And not for nothing, he sounded good.
Yeah, right?
He didn't sound bad at all.
Not forget Fetty Wap.
There are current artists like who have been active this whole time that he's been in prison, the last 3 years, who don't sound that good in hip hop in particular. Like, not to be that guy, but a lot of folks in hip hop in particular do not sound like their album like at all. And all artists, use technology. That's just a fact. I'm sorry if you're learning that for the first time. No artist is doing it completely all natural anymore. But yeah, that was pretty close for his first show back or his first appearance back singing. He hit all the notes.
It looked like a DJ said some back in garage, but you know what? It still counts.
Absolutely counts. Hey, those
Love
people.
Fetty Wap, man. Like it'll take every time I hear his voice, it'll take me back to a coming of age.
With such a distinct voice too, right?
Yeah.
No one else sounds like Fetty Wap.
Glaucoma too.
Yep.
And
No one else sounds like him.
no, you know who a Fetty Wap song is. We talk about the nostalgia of pop punk. The fair criticism is they all sound the same.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But Fetty Wap, no, you know Fetty Wap. And
Yeah.
Brian, I almost did this segment, but I might as well talk it where there's this kid who did a TikTok. He was, I think he was our age. He's like, yo, think about this, right? We're now
Mhm.
at the second half of the 2020s, where
Yep.
you could even talk about nostalgia for the early 2020s, which is crazy.
Why would you? Because again, but sorry, continue.
Okay, so with the mid 2020s, right?
Mhm.
When we were kids growing up in the 2000s, we saw the 80s being 20 years away.
Yeah, 20 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and then 20 years ago, then we saw the 90s as 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And now someone was talking about how it's like, yeah, now that I'm in the 2020s, I look at 2010s music as what somebody looked at as 90s music close to
80s music,
ago.
right?
The 80s
Depending on
music,
the year, yeah.
thousands. I do think it's fair to say the 2000s as a whole had better music than the 2010s. Now we could really distinctively look at the 2010s, and I mean, you could do a whole documentary on it.
Yeah. I mean, depends on the
I think
genre,
music was better
actually.
in 2020s. Sorry, the 2000s and the 2010s. I think it's better in hip hop. I think it's better in rock. I think it's better in country. I think it's better in Broadway, with the exception of Hamilton. All that. That's
Yeah.
my opinion. We could debate it on another day.
Yeah.
But if I'm really thinking now, wow, somebody will listen to my music in college and how I look at 90s music now to this day.
Mhm.
And Fetty Wap is what? The 90s version. It's hard to say.
But
Um,
yes, but to answer your question before you
yeah,
even say it,
as a
yes.
90s figure, he would be a 90s figure to me. I'm trying to think. It's very distinct hip hop at that time. It was by East Coast and West Coast, especially.
But it may not even be a hip hop like analogy, because yes,
Well,
Fetty
so
Wap's a
I
hip
got you
hop
one.
artist.
Fetty Wap to us, it's like somebody look at how we look at like a Coolio. Like
Sure,
specifically
yeah, yeah,
the 90s had legit hits, distinct voice,
yeah.
big hair. I think
Right. The look.
that's how it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a very specific one because you're matching hip hop to hip hop, but you could also just look at the fact that Fetty Wap was a very popular artist in 2016 timeframe. I mean, Melissa, I was just looking at this, right? There's a clip of him performing on the 1989 tour with Taylor Swift. That
But
man that you just saw,
he was opening for her?
no, he just did a guest like spot. He
Okay.
just did a couple songs with her, but he was on stage with who is now the biggest pop star, around, and not for nothing. I don't think that she was. I mean, she was maybe a little more famous than him, but it's not like she wasn't who she is now, right? So it's like he was in those conversations. He was genuinely speaking one of the most popular acts at that time, right? Like that. He was not like an obscure, a niche sound. He was the sound for a lot of folks, as we talked about. Again, I'm not sitting to say, oh, he's classic or an icon, nothing like that. But like he was very popular. Objectively speaking, he was one of the more popular artists those 3 years that he was active. So you could compare him to any popular 90s artist with a similar trajectory. Somebody who, at some point in the 90s, had a short burst of just being one of the most popular acts in music and then kind of just faded away.
Mhm.
And that's across genres. You could probably find an analogy for him in every genre.
Good stuff, Fetty Wap. And Ryan, we actually are going to celebrate another anniversary right now.
All right.
This is legit true. Just one moment.
Mm-hmm.
20 years ago from this very day, January 20th, 2006, High School Musical was on the Disney Channel.
Wow.
I have it right here. This movie, the first installment of the High School Musical series, came out January 20th, 2006, starring Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens, Ashley Tisdale, Lucas Gabriel, Allison Reed, Corbin Blue, and Monique Coleman. High School Musical follows student Troy Bolton, played by Zac Efron, the captain of the high school basketball team, and Gabriela Montez, played by Vanessa Hudgens, an academically gifted transfer student who together auditioned for the lead roles of their school musical, causing division among the school's cliques. Dude, this would be the 5th grade for us. High School Musical was huge. I remember watching the Disney Channel and watching these great teases of like these people singing and basketball for like 6 months on the Disney Channel. Like something is coming. And this went off like a rocket. It made humongous stars of their cast. To this day, Vanessa Hudgens is still no. But I mean I've just seen a movie every once in a while. Zac Efron, I think, is a legit A-lister.
Oh yeah, Zac
And
Efron is
yeah, the songs were iconic. Breaking Free. We're all in this together.
Yep.
The last number, it was Breaking Free. Wasn't there? There was. I think there was 2. We're breaking free, so are we flying.
Yeah, that's them
In the
performing.
beginning and the audition song was breaking.
No, the one at the very beginning was the "It could be the
start of something new.
Yeah,
Feels so right. And then Breaking Free is the last one. It says how long I've seen High School Music.
and then, I mean, honestly though, those are good. But then everybody remembers that scene in the cafeteria. I think
I love
maybe
that.
they may not remember the song.
Oh.
Yeah, they may not remember the song, but they remember the scene with the guy who's a baker, right?
Yeah.
The other guy in the team, he bakes. Then oh god, Ashley Tisdale and the other guy.
For stupid reasons. So stupid I didn't even make it a tweet cap story, but she is in the news.
Oh yeah, I know that. But I'm saying
that mom group, what the hell?
Yeah, I know. But that one song with the pop to the top, that one, that was like her. That was funny. That was her big song in that entire debacle. But no, it was really yeah. I think
this was really a generational dividing story.
Yeah, no, I think
everybody knew High School Musical back then.
And you want to know something, by the way, folks who are in the industry right now? I just did some quick math. Efron is 38 right now, which means he was 18 when they did that. Meaning, God forbid we cast an actual teenager to be a teenager in our shows. And I get it. We probably can't have them all be, naked and boning all the time. But when you cast teens in teen roles, it's better. It's more authentic. It's what people want. It's what and more specifically, it's what teens want. Me and Matt, we're old men now. We don't really care. Every actor is at least 5 years younger than Matt and I. That's not true, but you know what I mean. Yeah. If they're playing a teenager, they're all at least like 5 years younger than us. So it's not for us, but for teens. When you got somebody my age playing a high schooler in your show, that's no good. No teen is going to be like, yeah, that 30-year-old man looks like he's in high school. That's not true. It's not how it goes. Get people who actually relate to the folks that are in these roles, or like in real life.
Proven to work plenty of times. But yeah, I'm just looking at the soundtrack really quick. The start of something new. Get your head in the game. Come on,
yeah. With they did the basketball practice one.
I don't know what I've been looking for.
Hard to believe
something
I couldn't see that you were always there beside me. Yep.
It's crazy how fast these songs come like that. I just had to hear the first key. Yeah. I knew exactly how it is. They had to stick to the status quo. I love it. When There Was Me and You, every musical has that one song everyone forgets.
That nobody knows, yeah. That's the one. I couldn't even tell you how that one goes.
Bop to the Top was the one you mentioned.
That was what I was talking about, yeah.
Then Breaking Free, classic. Yep. And yeah, we're all in this together. Insane, man. Yeah. And I think I don't know if we talked about on air or off, but we talked about how the screenwriter of this went to high school with Len Swanson.
Yeah, on the show we talked about that.
The all-time Pittsburgh Steelers receiver, Hall of Famer.
And that's who it's allegedly inspired by.
Yeah, and he said, I really want to be a ballet dancer. And they want to be in an NFL great, so.
And then that was when we also then talked about what's his name, the choreographer, who ended up working for Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Kenny Ortega.
Yeah, I remember that. That was recently we had that conversation, actually. Yeah.
Just curious. So, High School Musical has a 67 on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's way too low.
says the consensus High School Musical is brazenly saccharine. Brazenly saccharine? I've never heard these two words. But it makes
Right.
Brad is BRAZENLY SACCHARINE. Brazenly saccharine. Isn't that is there saying too sentimental?
That probably is what they're saying.
Sure,
Let
all
me
right,
get
we'll
it.
say that because I agree with that. But it makes up for its memorable show tunes, eye-popping choreography, and appealing cast.
Interesting.
But yeah, dude, that was a big deal. I think for a nice week or two, we'll get some High School Musical nostalgia.
Oh, for sure. Um,
One of those
n-
things where the whole cast comes back, but the main star, the breakout star, Zac Efron.
hey, you never know. I don't know what he's up to right now, but he could show up. I saw there were clips. So Zac Efron was recently in the movie Iron Claw, which is very different.
Yeah.
And
That's an
and for
iconic character, dude. Troy Bolton. Like
yeah.
people will be remember actors, but there are special roles and characters where you are that character.
Oh yeah.
Ron Burgundy, um, Jordan Belfort. I'm just trying to think top of my head. Um,
A character that is like just
like
locked
Jon
in.
Snow or
Right, yeah. I'm trying to think of
Tony
another really good
Soprano,
one.
but Troy Bolton.
I would agree that Troy Bolton is on the list, but what was I gonna say? I don't remember now. Oh yeah. So for those of you who have not seen Iron Claw, minor spoilers, but it's also a real story, so get over it. Um, one of the kids is a musician, and they go to a college party to listen to his band play, right? He's underage, and so the brothers go to make sure he doesn't get into trouble. Anyway, long story short, there was an outtake or whatever where they had Zac Efron and his character comes into the room when the band starts playing, and like they hear his brother's song, the one that he wrote for the first time, and it becomes a bit of a thing in the an anthem for the movie. And in the outtake, they did I forget which song they did. I think probably did what's more on the second like they ribbed him by playing the band playing that song instead of the song they were supposed to. And he laughed. He thought it was funny. So it's like I don't think he dislikes that time period. He might come back if he's free. And the rest of them we know are free. So, you know. But yeah. I think you might be muted, Matt.
Oh yeah, pretty great stuff right there, man. How about that? 20 years ago today, High School Musical.
Who says we have to let it go? That's from the third one, which was not very good. But
I never
anyway,
saw the third one. I remember the second one was
I
a
like the
big
second one.
deal. The second one, I think, to this day, like the highest rated Disney Channel original movie. The only thing there, they had one famous song compared to. I just said the whole soundtrack. We named almost every song like that.
Yeah. Oh, it's a not
Bet on it, bet
bet
on
on it. I was about to say beat it, but I'm like, it's not beat it. I know that for a fact. Bet on it is probably the only like really big song from the second one. Yeah.
right. Damn, man. I'm gonna spend this next week doing High School Musical and
Hmm.
nostalgia for my personal life. Shoot. Oh man, what a time. High School Musical. All right. Let's do quite a jump for the next one, Ryan. Over the weekend, for some reason, this went viral down in Miami, Florida. You got a bunch of right wing, young millennial right wing content creators come together where I'm seeing people calling the right wing Avengers. Maybe them the dudes was some of the worst advice I've ever heard anybody say. They all team up to go clubbing in Miami for some reason. One viral clip I can't even play with a disgraced Kanye song, HEIL, and you
Yeah, the one about the guy, we know exactly what we're talking about.
right, the guy from Austria.
Yes, the Austrian
And
painter.
the Austrian painter. They thought that was cute. And then they come together for this freaking photo. And here's what I'm talking about. The right wing Avengers who came together from Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, the fresh and fit guys. I don't even know who these dudes are, but
Andrew Tate's brother is in there somewhere.
look at this. They knew for a fact that they were gonna them coming together in one spot will get something like this going. Then I have this. I guess they asked Nick Fuentes, "Yo, we're gonna bring some girls them at the club."
Yo, Nick, I'm gonna bring some girls over for you. I'm good.
Well, I don't. Oh, pause here.
You know,
I don't know
I
who that.
stand on business.
I don't know who that middle guy is, the one who was talking to Nick Fuentes, but he does seem to be interested in women, which is something that I can say only about him. And I guess what's his name? We've talked about Myron Gaines on this show before. From what I can tell, Myron is not involuntary celibate. But he was an honorary member of the Incel Avengers in Miami. I do think that maybe had something to do with the football game in Miami happening right now because their Lord and Savior Donald Trump is there. He's at that game, and so they may have gone because he was there, But the content around that meeting was so insane. So like,
yeah, I was tight then when I was like, "This is so stupid. Why am I watching this crap?"
So like, here's the thing, and I'm gonna call out a Twitter account, and I never do, only because I've seen they've had a couple of really bad, really bad posts around this, and I don't mean bad like cancel or anything like that. Just really problematic in terms of my view of their sanity. John Cena follows them. He follows everybody with a check mark though. So they're Kick Champ. That's the name of this group. They got a gold check mark, whatever that means. But they're the ones who said history was made in Miami. What the hell are you talking about? A group of 6 guys went to a bar in Miami? That happens every day in Miami. Every day. Frankly, every day, a group of 6 people who are factually more famous and more wealthy than these 6 people go to clubs in Miami. Every day you can find a group of people like this. History made wild. And I don't know what this means. And maybe you do, Matt. We could talk about it. But there's this guy, the one that seemed to actually like women. Clavicular.
I think people call him Clavic.
Okay, so this Clavic kid was left stunned, all caps, after Tristan Tate, I'll presume Andrew Tate's brother, mogged him to death. What is mogged? Do we know? What is a mog? Mogged.
What is
you can't play that.
What is Urban Dictionary say?
I haven't looked at it, but they're just staring at each other.
And I wish Jose was in for this one.
So they just stare at each other, right? That's all they're doing. And honest to goodness, if you found this content entertaining, this is basically just a bunch of dudes in suits sitting next to each other. That's what this content was. Look at every single clip. They weren't, besides the one dance that we're not allowed to show, everything else was just them milling around at a club or at some dude's house in Miami. I think you might be attracted to men if you really like this content. And I don't mean that to be rude. I want everyone to live their truth. But factually, these are just fit men in suits. That's the entirety of this thing. And people treated this like it was actually interesting content. I'm like, they're not doing anything. They're just, hanging out. Bunch of guys hanging out before they go to a bar in Miami. So if you found this interesting, I have to assume it's because you like looking at the men involved. And that's fine. It's very fine. Nick Fuentes likes looking at the men involved too. That's why he was there, I presume. But just own that. You know what I mean? Like, you'll be so much happier if you do that. If you just own, like, yeah, I like these guys because I think they're attractive and I like to look at them. Because that's all they did. They sat there and let you look at them. So, okay, mogged, by the way, means to outperform, outclass, or significantly outshine someone in looks, style, or skill, originating in fitness bodybuilding culture, but now used broadly online. It describes being surpassed by someone who is significantly more attractive, dominant, or better in a certain area, often used playfully, competitively, or to highlight insecurity, with variations like a mogger or a mog-e, the person being outclassed and the person outclassing them respectively. Okay. They just stared at each other.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't
Okay.
get these that not my type
Anyway,
of content and all of that, but
Incel Avenger. I think that's the broad takeaway.
coming together. And it also made me realize, man, if these people, right,
Yeah.
were clubbing, and even though they are, I mean, they're infamous, they have their niche audience, but they look bored as hell in the corner. And sure, you have hot girls and stuff like, and they do have
They had one girl.
right?
One girl amongst all of them.
You would
And
think
only
that
one.
they would, hey, this is your chance to prove yourself. You're given all this dating advice and how to approach women and stuff. This is your chance to start just talking with people, and none of them did that.
Well,
Unless
the
Paul
one guy did. The one guy did. That's what I'm saying. I
have you
specifically
ever
saw.
seen the movie Magnolia?
No.
Paul Thomas Anderson movie, right? It has a long story short. It's the best way to explain it is just a bunch of people in LA for a day, and they're all intertwined. It's an ensemble piece.
Hmm.
Tom Cruise, who to this day, and I've said it, that even though all he does is stunts now, he can't act when he wants.
Yeah.
It's his best role to show his acting chops. He literally plays an Andrew Tate figure. You will find great, powerfully written monologues with him acting as Andrew Tate. It's literally, and the big thing is him coming to grips with his father passing away. And
Hmm.
honestly, he really should have won the Oscar. It is insane if you saw this movie. And one thing, damn, Tom Cruise is way more than just an action guy. And two, he really should have won that trophy. But
Yeah.
anyways, um, and that was his character, basically selling dating advice and stuff like that. And yeah, and then none of them did any of that. and and that's just very strange. And he talks about in the movies, like, yeah, I do all this so I can make money. I don't care if you actually get laid or not. But
Well, that's yeah.
I was wondering with, these guys, this is, well, your chance to practice what you preach.
Well, I think part of the issue here is they don't all preach that, right? So as I said, this
By the
one
way,
guy,
in the movie, his name was
yeah,
Frank Mackey. That sounds like
Frank Mackey, does sound like one of these assholes, doesn't it?
it.
So the one streamer has a girlfriend. Apparently, he injected her with peptids, which whatever.
What?
She's 17, so that probably is a crime, but whatever. So he had a girlfriend, and I actually apparently I don't know if it was a girlfriend or some other chick, but I saw a video where she was there sitting on his lap.
Oh,
Right,
minus
again,
four.
it looked normal, and the comments on that video, which by the way, in the video, one of the Tate brothers was making fun of this kid. In the comments on that video were like, "This is why you have to keep control of your lust." I'm like, dude, he's sitting there with a girl. What lust? That he's just sitting, hanging out with his friends with a girl next to him. And everybody in the comment, like, you are weird if you're into this stuff. I'm so sorry. If you're listening and you're there, let me know, right? Contact the show. I want to know why. I don't get it. I do not get it. But yeah, half of them are, dating advice people, the fresh and fit guys, right? This streamer. But the Tates, maybe they used to be dating people, but now they're like, if you touch a woman for anything but procreation, you're gay. I mean, I've heard Andrew Tate say, if you have intercourse with a woman for fun, you're gay. I've heard that said out of his mouth. And then obviously Nick Fuentes has factually told people he is an incel. He has never given dating advice. That's not what he does. He tells you how to be a, antisocial freak. That's what he teaches you how to do. He's very good at it. But yeah, they're not even all even into dating. They're all just like wrapped into this manosphere as if that's a cohesive unit anymore, when it's just things that young guys watch on YouTube. Um, it's really, I mean, it's quite terrifying that they've all been pushed together when they're so disparate in their, beliefs and ideologies, but I digress.
Interesting stuff, huh?
It
Ryan,
is.
one of the biggest reality TV shows right now is Traitors on Peacock. That's a
Love
legit.
that show. Love that show.
Oh, people love that show. Really? So you might know what I'm
I've not so I've not seen this season right now, but I love that show. I've seen the rest of the American seasons, and I started one of the British ones too.
It was originally a British show?
Originally a British show. Yep.
Really? Well, again, this show has become a hit in this country.
We changed the format too. Pretty. I'll
Yeah,
talk about that in a second.
based on a Dutch TV show.
Yeah.
But the premise, I'm trying to make sure I get the right premise. All right, let me just read. The following premise of Devarders, the original show. The show
Yeah.
features a group of contestants participating in a social deduction game,
Yeah.
similar to Mafia or Werewolf, set in among the grounds of the Adros Castle in Scotland.
Yeah.
During the game, a small group of contestants become the titular traitors and must work together to eliminate the other contestants to win a grand prize.
Mhm.
While the remaining contestants become, quote, faithful and are tasked to discover and banish the traitors by voting them out to win the grand prize. And Alan Cumming is the host.
Of the American one.
Pretty
Yeah.
much of the American. Does that pretty much explain the game?
Yes, I think the main difference is in the United States, instead of having just random contestants, we decided to pick D-list celebrities and like influencers and like, people from like Bravo TV. So like that's what we added to it. So in Europe it was just people. Then at one point it became like people and celebrities. And the very first America one was like that. There was a team of regular people and a team of these quote unquote like, D-list celebrities, and they were all mixed together. And then they just cut the regular people out of the whole format and just went full on random celebrities who have nothing else going on. Like I said, this year would they have Michael Rappaport and Donna Kelsey and whatnot. But they've had some people who are was it not Devontae Wilder, was it? It may have been like the boxer. They had like him. They have a bunch of people from like Survivor and all that stuff now. Yeah, but you're right that's how the show works. There's a group of traitors amongst a larger group of faithful. The traitors win if they make it to the end. The faithful win if they get rid of all the traitors.
Okay, cool. So, having said that, we had Michael Rappaport on, recent recent nominee for mayor of New York City in 2029, and he's an actor in reality show, right?
He's such an idiot. I'm sorry, continue.
So he goes
He's
viral
funny.
this week for this show. Who he's clearly a contestant on season 4 of The Traitors on Peacock, where his behavior has sparked intense backlash and subsequently his banishment. So I'm sorry, Ryan, for that.
That's okay. I didn't think he was going to win, to be honest with you.
But he made some controversial comments, which I'll play in a second. Rappaport faced heavy criticism for comments directed at fellow contestant Colton Underwood. During a roundtable, Rappaport implied that because Underwood is gay and was previously in the closet, he was inherently deceptive and therefore.
Oh my God.
So we'll play the clip right here. And I'm sorry.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
So here it is, Ryan. And again, if this part is cut on YouTube, you know why. And the producers knew they had a viral moment on that one. So him saying he's a traitor because he kept the secret of him being gay for the first 3 years of his life is something to bring up.
How on earth did he think that was the right thing to say? Genuinely, how did he come to the conclusion that that's what he had to say?
He's like,
that's, oh my God, that's crazy. Oh man. Yeah, wow. I mean, I don't know who was all in that table meeting.
The only one I think what's that? The comedian who's fun.
But I'm saying, like, I recognize some of them, right? One of them, of course, being Andy Weir. Johnny Weir, sorry, the figure skater. Also famously gay. Like, you're in a TV show where everyone is a D-list celebrity, right? Everyone. You know factually that there is a large-ish contingent of people on that show who are either a member of the LGBTQ community or an ally of the LGBTQ community. Why, if you're trying to get him voted off, would you even consider insinuating that? That is crazy to me. Crazy. Man, the show that's different than my favorite character was Kate Chastain from Below Deck 2. She was on the first 2 seasons. She didn't want to be there anymore at one point, and she kept asking to get eliminated. But because she was asking to be eliminated, everybody knew she wasn't one of the traitors, and so they wouldn't eliminate her. And she would then actively sabotage the faithful because she wanted to get kicked out. It was the funniest thing. And then the best part was they brought her back for season 2 halfway through. They're like, a new contestant is entering the game midway through, and it was her. And I was like, dude, you didn't want to be there the first time. Now you're back. Anyway, that's beside the point.
Hilarious stuff, man. So Ryan, as we are getting ready for a new era in UFC is now going to be on Peacock.
Yeah.
We have Rampage Jackson for a funny moment. He's training this kid on just, I guess, some doing some drop kicks and stuff. And bro just lost his mind. Just look at this. If you're about to try to get trained and this is what happens. Rampage Jackson tried to coach for 1 day and immediately lost his patience.
Go to kick from there. Don't step in, step out. Get the fuck out the way. Okay. Fuck out the way! Fuck.
Gotcha.
This is step out! This is step in! Out! In, motherfucker! See, this is why I don't be coaching no motherfucking body. God damn it, y'all niggas don't know shit.
Sorry, man.
It's called a mount.
He's mounting me, right?
You mounting him. Don't sit on his dick! Sit up close up on his stomach! Don't sit on another man's dick, man. What the fuck wrong with you? God damn it.
Sorry.
What's wrong? You got hit by a car or something?
No, I was in a car accident.
Oh, yeah, I can tell. Get the fuck on here and do it right, motherfucker! Just stand closer to the fucking bag.
Yeah, right. Okay.
All right, but don't look a retard when you do it. No! What the fuck are you doing? No, what the fuck is wrong with you? I didn't say lunges, nigga. I said walking knee. What the fuck wrong with you? What the fuck up with your hair, brother? Let me see your jab. You fucking suck. What you been eating, ass? All right, take them fucking gloves off. Why you suck so bad?
Oh!
Yeah, coach content always makes me laugh.
That was crazy.
It really is. The only way you can coach good players is by screaming at them and making fun of them.
I don't know if it's the only way, but it's certainly the way he's.
I always just refer back to the Jimmy Johnson from the Cowboys documentary.
Yeah. That's,
What do you mean you got asthma? Asthma on my ass. Go have asthma over there. He can freaking die. He can die on the field.
Go have asthma over there is yeah, that was a wild. That was wild.
Oh man, great way to get ready for UFC at the end of the week. And then I have another thing, Ryan.
Yep.
I feel iffy on the way to go about this type of content. Approaching people, trying to date is weird. We already have enough problems dating in the dating world, right?
Mm-hmm.
But imagine just going up to somebody and just say, "Hey, you want to get crushed?" How do you think that would go?
You want to get crushed?
Yeah. So we'll see how this goes. Like this person.
Okay. Do they mean like in a
sexual?
Okay. I'm like, okay, just making sure.
How old are you?
Damn, Dad.
You.
How old am I?
Thanks to love Kurt ain't going on.
Old enough.
All right, let me just set this. All right, so here's the tone. Getting crushed.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
How old are you?
How old am I?
Instagram do this.
Are you trying to get crushed? Whew.
How old are you?
How old am I? Old enough for you to get crushed?
Old enough?
Yeah.
That's crazy work. Okay.
What's the
your
word?
number then? What's up?
What's my number? What's your number?
What's my number? You asked me to get crushed.
So you really trying to get crushed?
I mean, we can talk.
We could talk.
Because like, I mean, when I did, like, I'm talking about.
Oh, bro, you're
Cr-
playing. I'm talking about the drink.
You was trying to get crushed for real?
No, I'm good.
Oh, you trying to get crushed? Whew.
You silly people.
So did he just wait by the soda until someone came over to say that? Because that joke only works if you're in the aisle with the Orange Crush, right? that doesn't work if you're near Fanta, right? It immediately becomes a ridiculous question. Also, I mean, it was very forward, and she was into it.
He was ready.
I don't know. I don't know if he was if he was actually interested in her or not. I don't know what his type is, but if he was interested in her,
What happened after they turned the camera off?
well, no, it sounds like
he
may have made her mad, right? But I would have been like, if you're interested, she was down. You have to pivot.
What's up?
Yeah, the content is no longer.
Funny about this too. This is gonna inspire some dumb people to do this too.
I mean, yeah, but dumb people do content all the time, so you know what I mean. Excuse me. Yeah, people do dumb stuff all the time, so I wouldn't worry too much about all that.
All right, our last story for the nuclear opinion, Ryan. There's been our ups and downs talking about AI. This is good AI. This is bad AI.
Mhm.
This is good AI. Have you seen recently somebody starting to animate supplements, medicines, and elements of the periodic table and explain how they improve our bodies, right? This is legit a thing that's starting to grow.
Okay.
I'm going to show an example specifically, right?
Mhm.
It's food, but I'm literally... Okay. I'm trying to get a specific one before I show you the actual viral one for the day, because I'm sure there's a good chance that these could be brought up, throughout the first few months of the year. It's really interesting, and I'm learning a lot from these AI elements. I guess that's the best way to say it. AI elements in foods. Like, for instance, I am melatonin. I help make you sleep because I do this, that, and the other.
Mhm.
Yeah,
No, I get what you're saying conceptually.
Right. I'm trying to find a specific example, or before I go to the actual big moment, right? Or
Yeah.
I might just give up in a second and just play Rice, because it's in this style, but I don't know, Rice is boring to start, but
Well, yeah.
we'll do it. Fuck it.
Why not?
I didn't realize how bad rice could be for you if you save it. Did you know rice?
Oh yeah. You can't hold rice forever.
I did not know that, and hence why these viral AI elements are
Some
good.
rice lasts longer than others, and like once you cook it, it doesn't last at all. Really.
That's true. But here's what the vibe of it, right? And this little short explains it. Why you shouldn't keep rice long. Here we go.
Rice, and these are the biggest dangers I cause you every single time you eat me.
I know you eat me every other day and think I'm harmless, but I can't take it anymore. My conscience can't stay quiet, and it's time to expose the truth.
Firstly, I am the fastest growing mold foods once it's been cooked. And what makes it worse? You can't even see this mold most of the time.
The mold creates a toxin called Bacillus cereus and other carcinogenic ones which cause digestive discomfort and liver cancer over time.
Japan realized this in 1921 and passed a law called the Rice Act, which is why most Asians never eat leftover rice. Most people make a big batch of rice, store it in the fridge, and then eat it over a few days. But truth is, you shouldn't eat rice after it's been cooked for more than 24 hours. These bacteria can multiply and produce toxins that are resistant to reheating. So even when you heat the rice again, these toxins still make you sick. So never eat rice 24 hours after it was cooked. Toss it out.
You watched the whole thing? At least give a like, and don't forget to subscribe. I better see you next time.
See? This is the vibe they're going for. And I learned And you should learn, don't have rice for more than 24 hours, or there's secret mold growing in there. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, so here's where I would say first thing that gave me a little pause was the word carcinogenic. That's a buzzword. It scares people because it causes cancer, right? That's what carcinogenics are known for. But anything can do that, depending on how much of it you have. So it's usually a word that people use to scare folks without explaining fully what they're talking about. Also, I think everyone listening has eaten rice 24 hours after they cooked it, factually speaking, right? I know I have. Matt, I have to assume you probably have at some point prior to learning about this from the video. And you didn't die. You didn't even probably actually get sick. Maybe your stomach was like, I don't love that. But
White blood cell.
so that to me is the positive and the negative. The positive, using AI to teach. I think that's helpful. The negative, we don't see who wrote that script. Now, it sounded like most of that was stuff that I knew. So most of that sounded pretty much right to me. But I'm also not a rice expert, right? When you don't know, when it's just a cup of rice talking to you and you don't know who wrote the script, AI didn't invent that. Somebody told it what to say, right? And so now you have to wonder, is somebody hiding information, bad information in a catchy video? And again, I don't think that's what happened in the rice one. I think that the rice one was true from everything that I know about rice, which is not much, but there's the potential for someone to make something, say something wrong, but put it in a flashy way. No one can fact check them because they don't know who they are. And now the wrong information has spread faster than the good information can possibly keep up.
Sure. And with this, people are mass producing these videos too. So here's one on white blood cells.
Whitey, a white blood cell. My job is to protect your body by fighting germs and viruses.
I'm your immune defender, and I keep you safe from harmful germs. Hello, I'm an immune cell, and my work is to find and destroy viruses to keep you healthy.
Hi, I'm Whitey.
This is the vibe they're going for with these videos that are on the rise. Maybe if you haven't seen them yet, Ryan, I'd like to think and hope to think that you will see more of these. And people will start learning more about.
Well, hopefully they spark interest. That's, I think, the key.
My name is Banana.
Banana, all right.
I got another one here. Just banana. I'm just showing up, right? This is a banana one.
Banana, I work in your intestines, trapping cholesterol and helping your body remove it.
My name is Orange. I travel through your bloodstream, breaking down bad cholesterol with antioxidants.
My name is Pomegranate. I protect your arteries by stopping cholesterol from sticking to the walls.
My name is Strawberry. I reduce bad cholesterol and increase good cholesterol inside your blood.
So you're seeing the gist of it now. We're seeing a lot of these. This one account has literally 50 videos of it. And hopefully in the right hands, they do give legitimate lessons, right?
Well, right. So, and I'll say this is the positive, right? So I just looked it up, the last one. So strawberry reduced bad cholesterol in the blood. That's what I Googled, right? And so the AI here on Google goes, yeah, strawberries can reduce or help reduce bad LDL cholesterol and triglycerides, which improve overall lipid profiles and lower cardiovascular risk, thanks to antioxidants, fibers, and polyphenols, with studies showing significant drops in LDL, consuming about 1 to 3 cups daily as part of a healthy diet. So if you see these videos and you're like, oh, that's interesting, and then you do what I did, which is try and learn about it because you just learned a new thing and you want to research it a little bit, that's perfect, right? That's how you should be using frankly, it's how you should use all AI. If AI tells you something that you find interesting, you should then go look at and see. Oh, really? I didn't know that, AI. Then you Google. Then you go to the library. Then you do whatever it is you do to research as a human, right? But if you just see something AI and say, this is true because it was on the internet in an AI video that was well produced, you're asking to be deceived eventually. That would be my one caution. But as we just saw, I just checked that one and it was true. 100% correct. And now I know even more information because they gave me that bit of kernel to follow and to learn about polyphenols and LDL cholesterol and triglycerides, which I didn't know anything about until just now.
Yep. And then we now have a block punt for a touchdown.
Oh.
Indiana.
I wasn't looking. Oh, 16-7 for those of you who are following the game.
After the fact, yes. But, yep. So watch out for these videos, Ryan, because I think they're going to take off and show a positive part of AI.
That's the hope.
Yes. Now let's end it off with our nuclear opinions, Ryan. What's your nuclear opinion for this early week tweet cap?
The nuclear opinion. Well, I've gone back and forth on ones to do. Some serious, some not so serious. But I'm going to do something that I almost never do. Football fans, we got to talk. The laziest take you can ever have about professional sports of any kind, but certainly football, is the refs cost someone the game. It is the laziest take. And I was watching the Bills-Broncos. There were many blown calls. 3 in particular that I think could have been blown calls, if we're being honest. And they obviously played an impact in that game. And I was watching with Bills fans, so of course they were upset. But also, if you look at that game, the Bills had what? 7 turnovers? Like 7 either interceptions or fumbles or turnovers or whatever. Like, that's why they lost. Let's just be honest. That's why they lost. It wasn't the refs. The refs
over the ball too much
to the other team. That's right. And so my thing is like, it's lazy. And we did it all the time. There's only one time I've ever believed the referees were actively ruining the game, and that was with the Kansas City Chiefs. And that was because I do believe factually the league told them the Chiefs under no circumstances can lose prior to the Super Bowl. I believe that with my whole heart. I think
also remember Rams and Saints, also a game that Sean Payton was involved. Only this time on the other side.
Yes. But to me, if your favorite team loses and there's some questionable calls, the first thing you should do is think about, what did my team do wrong? That's the first thing, if you're a football fan, you got to think about. If you want to have a regular conversation, if you don't want to have a conversation about football, you just want to be a partisan fan, you want to be like, no, my team is the best and they got screwed, that's fine. There's plenty of people like that. But I'm saying, if you're going to go and you're going to post on social media, you're going to make rants on YouTube or TikTok or whatever about the games, make sure you watched it, sure. And also think about, what did they do wrong? Because even if the refs played a role, even if the officiating was bad, almost every time you can find something that your team didn't do that if they had done it would have probably won them the game. Almost every time. So that's my nuclear opinion. If you want to talk about sports online, more power to you. We do it all the time, right? But watch the game and think about what the teams actually did. Don't worry about the guys in the stripes. They're never the reason. They might have contributed, but they are never the sole reason for a team's victory or defeat. But there you go. That's my nuclear opinion.
It's a great one. I really like that. And, they also, the thing with those games, too, for the most part, these refs let him play, really.
Yep.
Up until, specifically the Bills and Broncos one, which will go, while I agree it's not their fault, but unfortunately that call,
they blew a call.
The blue call didn't change everything in the sense, but they should not have gotten in a position.
To that position, yeah. 7 turnovers, you're not in that position.
Likely blow the call, human error, being nervous. Everybody knows they did it all.
Yeah. And again, they blew a call where in regular time, because it wasn't overtime, they didn't make the call because they let him play. So they had holding that they didn't call, let him play. Then they were in overtime. They got nervous. They called everything, and they called something that wasn't holding. So, yeah. And again, as Matt said, yeah, that did change things. But you don't turn the ball over 7 times, you don't find yourself in that position. Period.
And ultimately, you don't want it to decide the game because that's what it can do. Yes. But it's not the reason for the law.
Exactly. That's the best way to put that.
Yep. My nuclear opinion. I will say this. I don't usually like to put myself out there. Don't want to get myself in trouble. Don't want to incriminate myself. But one of my new dating strategies now,
Mm-hmm.
and for anyone who's listening, get to this point, I'll explain the way we're going about it. I decided dating in 2026, right, and beyond, for at least first dates, I'm saying, right, or
Yeah.
early on dates, right. I'm starting to double book dates.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that's fine.
honestly, now it's not because of whatever. It's not because it's not personal.
Mm-hmm.
We're put into too many situations from people changing their mind, people canceling and whatever, that we're at the point where, you know what? I know my worth. I'm not getting any older. Not that I'm going up against time and stuff, but I'm like, I don't want to be doing this crap in this weird dating culture forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't, for stuff that I've been dealing with, not even dealing with, not even the right word, that I've been experiencing these past beginning of the year, is why
Mhm.
people hate dating culture, give up on apps, give up on love. But I'm just brush on my shoulders and move on. And hence why
Yeah.
now I'm gonna double book these dates, maybe triple book, because you're changing your mind. It's all about momentum, and like I said, I'm not dealing with this anymore, right? And the lame texts and the stuff like that, and it literally, my point was proven.
Yeah.
Who liked me on who liked me this weekend, complimentary flirting, everything you'd want for green flags and stuff that looks good on paper.
Excuse me. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this person seems to like me. You're liking my photos, liking my photos from 2019. This clearly seems to be some instance of, at the time I was excited. Then there was the next day, makes plans with me on Wednesday. So I check in, like, hey, what's going on? Is it a thing? And I have another date scheduled for Wednesday as well. And what happens? I get my nice, beautiful essay explaining how awesome of a dude I am. I know how fun it is. I know. I'm a catch. Only this person canceled the date. Don't want to see each other Wednesday due to feeling. Her specific reason was I don't know about the age difference. I don't know that. Listen, I get it. She's older than me and stuff, but I said she's the good luck and whatever, hearts, smiles. Like, listen, all right. For one, my first response was like, damn, not even meeting me yet.
Right. Yeah.
And I said, like, listen, I said, number one, you can feel the way you want to feel. The most important is I want you to feel comfortable with yourself.
Mhm.
However, you didn't even meet me. You say, I said to you, I wrote, why are you saying all these things about me being such a great guy, but you're not even meeting me?
Mhm.
And stuff like that. Right?
That's weird. Yeah. If he doesn't know you, don't pretend. Just be like,
Right.
listen, I decided it's just probably not going to work. I don't want to pursue it.
Right.
And then you move on. Don't be like, oh, you're a good dude. Like, you don't know him. You just talk to me over the phone.
Right?
I agree. That's
what
weird.
I said. And that's what I said. I was like, I wouldn't even mind if this were on and still be your friend, because I've made a lot of great friends off these dating apps too.
Mhm.
Not a lot, but I have some, right?
Yeah.
And you prove my point why I have to double book this stuff now. Day before, and I'm not trying to make a competition. I'm not no grand prize or anything, but I'm like, you know what? Enough with this. I will use this options
Mhm.
to my advantage now. And
Yeah, I mean,
want
people do it all the time.
And I still want this companionship, and that's why I think it'll find me. I do think those people who choose to be single forever, it's not for them. That's their choice to do that.
Yeah.
My choice is I want that companionship. If it takes a whole lifetime, whatever. I will be fine and comfortable myself at the end of the day. But now doing this, I'm like, okay, we're doing something right here. So, thank you to this person. And if you know, she really right. This is the one thing I lied about. She said, you know, I could just be being a weirdo about this. My response was, you're not a weirdo. It's not that deep. My lie was,
It is
But
weird.
it isn't
It's a
that
little
deep.
weird.
Hence, and I said so. They never respond. I won't hear from them.
That's
And,
all right.
it's too bad. That's all I can say. Like, that's my other thing about confident about dating. Is like I'm really comfortable
You have to be.
going out to get a new
Yeah.
friend out of it. I
You have to be.
sincerely am. So now it's another thing that I'm not trying to test this out. I don't want to find the answers out to my own expense and then make content out of it. Is the fact that okay, because I feel like any of my breakups or endings of any type of relationship, I'm lucky to say it never really got absolutely toxic, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I want to see, okay, you want to be a friend? I can use more friends. We all can. You can't have too many friends in this world. So, all right, let's be friends. Let's drink beers.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about whatever. You can talk about your daily life. I'll talk about with mine. And that's only happened once of that fact, and they turned out to be an amazing friend. So we'll see. And then the more I go through this too, and I brought this up in the last nuclear opinion, I think the problem with dating app culture really now is that they just don't know what people just don't know what they want.
They always think there's something better.
Whether that thinks that they're better, unsure of themselves, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I think it works out in dating since the evolution of time, since Adam and Eve.
Mhm.
Do what you wanted. Those two wanted that damn fruit on the and it
Yeah.
started everything. At the same time, I think dating works out when people know what they want.
And you know what? Very healthy. You can't, because if you get so wrapped up in it and you're like, oh, I need this to work, blah, blah, blah. That's how you end up, like I said, in that Incel Avengers group, right? That's how you end up doing all that nonsense because you feel outside of dating. You're not outside of dating. You might be single, but you're not outside of dating.
Yeah.
You like the only person who could take you out of the game is you. You're your own coach.
Exactly. That's why I will never be that cynical ever again on dating. I might have my ups and downs, but the actual culture itself, it just comes down to knowing what you want, understanding what you want, giving the love for yourself you can give to somebody else, and then it'll find you at some point.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see when that day comes for me and others, but it will come. That I know. So with that, I think that's a positive note. Check out our reaction to the national championship available now on all podcasting platforms and YouTube between Miami and Indiana. Check out our reaction to UFC 324 on Wednesday. Check out our preview for the conference championship games in the NFL, NFC Championship, NFC Championship on Thursday. Then Friday, another tweet cap to talk about what's happening in the week ahead. All right. Thanks again.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Have a good one, Ryan.
See ya.